Aryeh Deri will take on the health and interior ministries in an apparent agreement reached with the Likud. Deri also to take over as finance minister from religious Zionism head Bezalel Smotrich in the second half of the government's term. He'll also serve as deputy prime minister for the full term. Now, however, Deri is still legally blocked from holding a ministry due to his conviction and sentence for tax fraud, meaning he'll have to wait until the coalition passes legislation changing the law so that he can serve as a minister. The Likud also apparently reaching an agreement with the ultra-Orthodox Shas party, who will receive the Religious Services Ministry, the Labor, Social Affairs, and Social Services Ministries. Now, this comes as Prime Minister-designate Benjamin Netanyahu's mandate will run out in just 3 days. Now, he's expected to ask President Isaac Herzog for an extension, but he'll have to explain why he hasn't reached agreements with his right-wing and religious bloc. Let's bring in Alec Pollard outside the president's residence in Jerusalem for us this morning. Alec, the mandate set to expire this weekend. So when can we expect the prime minister designate to ask for this extension?
Right, Hamda. So yeah, here at the president's residence, we expect Prime Minister Netanyahu to ask for that extension from President Herzog. According to all estimates, the president will grant Netanyahu the full maximum extension, which is 14 days. And that's something that we've seen a lot in the last few years with all of these election cycles, where the candidates to form the government were unable to do so and kept coming and asking for the extension. This time around, it was thought that perhaps that wouldn't be needed because of the clear majority that Netanyahu had in his right-wing bloc. But we're seeing still that there is a lot of wrangling over various positions, although it should be noted that it looks like at this point all the positions for all the different parties have been sorted out. There still is the question of who will get what inside the Likud party, but that is another matter, really. But as far as making sure the coalition partners are happy and they join in the government, it seems pretty much set. So what critics are saying at this point is that Netanyahu is asking for this extension in order to pass that legislation that will enable Aryeh Deri, who was given a suspended sentence for tax evasions, to serve in those ministerial positions. And we heard, for instance, Gidon Saar from the opposition saying that the president, or calling on the president not to grant Netanyahu this extension because the reason he's asking for the extension is illegitimate and not the reason why you should be asking for these extensions in order to form the government. So that is what's happening right now, though it should be noted again that by all accounts, the president will grant this extension to Netanyahu, and he will get the extra 14 days that he needs, including to pass the necessary legislation so that Aryeh Deri, the head of the Shas party, will be able to serve in the ministerial position.
And Alec, very quickly, we've got about 40 seconds left. Tell us what were to happen if the president were to not grant this extension. If he were to listen to the opposition and say that the reasoning for this extension is illegitimate, what would happen then?
Right. Well, then Israel would be going to another election potentially, or the mandate would be passing to another candidate, maybe from the opposition or another candidate from inside the Likud party. But again, if there was any assessment that this was a possibility, then the deal would already have been signed. So that's not a realistic possibility, and it's not something that anybody can afford, considering all the failed negotiations for forming governments that we've seen with the inconclusive elections that we've seen in the last few years.